Surprise, we're going to jump right into it because I'm excited and I finally have a tooth. So now, to the video. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the Joe What Else YouTube channel. I appreciate everybody who's been watching the videos lately, and if you're coming back, thank you, and if you're new, welcome. Today, I'm actually going to start doing something different. So if you go ahead and you leave a comment down below, at the beginning of every one of these videos, I'll probably put it up right about here and try to give it an answer. Now, I'm going to try to answer every question that I can in the comments down below, especially right now, because it should be pretty easy. But I want to pick one every one of my videos, and in the next video I actually want to shout it out and give it an actual answer in the video. So make sure to go ahead and do that. Hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss it. For today, the actual today, not the video today, but like today, we are going to be going down to probably a couple different ponds. I've been doing this a couple different days, so you might see me wearing different stuff throughout the video. I want to do it on different days and actually do as much testing as I can for you guys. And we're going to be putting a baitcaster reel versus a spinning reel. And this is coming from somebody who is, I mean, I fish a decent amount. You guys know, if you see my other videos and things like that, you already know. I'll be what I call a beginner because I know how to fish and I just don't know a lot of the technicalities behind it. But long story short, I've never had a baitcaster. So this will be coming from somebody who's never had a baitcaster. They're gonna be trying it out for the first time ever. And yeah, so you guys get a really non-biased opinion, and I'm going to try to answer all the questions that I can, because from all the videos I've watched, I've never seen anybody give like a side-by-side comparison. It was kind of people just tossing it out and which one's better? At what? At what? Nobody said. You know, like it didn't make any sense to me. People have their favorites, not favorites. Nobody really ever explains why they're better. So I want to be able to do that for you guys today. Remember, for all the people who have been fishing for a while, you might not agree with a lot of things to say. I might be dead on. You guys get to tell me that I'm right. That's cool if that happens. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with anything, honestly. But just know, this is coming from somebody who's qualifying themselves as like a beginner. Again, fishing for years, but you know, I know the basics and I don't really try to go too important with it, I guess. I just wanted to quickly go over the rod and reel setups for both the baitcaster and the spinning reel. So for the baitcaster, we have the St. Croix Mojo Bass medium heavy, and then we got the Shimano Curado 150. I did a whole video about it, so I'll put a link in the description below. It's the last video I actually went over this whole thing, and I actually went over the setup and everything then too. Now the competitor, as you know, I could go over, I went over why I ended up with this rod in the first place. It's kind of a fill-in for the other day when I went to go fishing, and yeah, long story short, my old freshwater rod actually was broken in half. So I went to the bait and tackle store down the road on Memorial Day, and yeah, I ended up with this. I don't really know too much about this rod, but it seems decently good and it's not bad. But the reel, gold old Sahara Shimano 3000 FE. With that being said, let's go fishing. Also, I wanted to throw this in here too. If you guys find yourself at any point in time getting bored of the video or something like that, because I'm working on it and I tend to do a lot of tutorial and stuff, but you want to know literally just the ending facts between the two, I'm actually just going to have a description at the very end where I just compare it all together. So if you want, you can fast forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy the entire video where you wouldn't want to, but if you want to, the option's there. Just, you know, I understand. I'm going to be teaching myself how to use a baitcaster right over here. Probably one of the couple spots I'm going to try to go to. It might rain, it might not. The Weather Channel doesn't even know if it's going to rain, so who knows? Could be a good day for catching bass. Could be a day for me not having any idea how to use a baitcaster. So let's get it set up and get a line in the water. Let's make sure everything's good. Drags again. Be lying if I told you that I wasn't nervous. Well, because the first ever cast. Wow, considering how awful that was. No bird's nest. Good number two. I know I'm not casting that far, but I'm also not doing bird's nest, which is nice. It's not bad. The question is, do I dare take off the brakes? Or at least put them down? I do. It's not bad. Still no bird's nest. Boom. Natural. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this would be a lot worse. But considering that it's braided, I don't really want to go. I don't want to go down to 2. If anything, I could loosen the reel tensioner. That might help. Just loosen it like a tiny bit. It already is kind of loosened, actually. You don't really want it going side to side, otherwise, you'd want to adjust this right here. This is your tensioner to make sure that when you do this, it goes side to side. And so you would adjust it accordingly when you're new. Oh, there's the bird's nest. Got too cocky. Right as soon as I talk about loosening the tensioner, that happens. Oof. Yeah, that's a yikes. That's a big yikes right there. Dude, it's so bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For a second there, I thought the video was gonna be ending early. Now, plot twist. Imagine if there was a fish on the end. All right, let's try that again. Got it. We're good. Seems pretty good once you get it going, though. I can tell you that this reel is definitely top tier. I gotta be honest with you, though. I'm definitely really liking the Baitcaster. There's something about it, man. It just feels like it just casts smoother. I don't know. It feels like, best way I can explain it is it definitely just feels like you're fishing more. I don't know. It sounds weird. I don't know. If you know, you know. That sound is so good. Slight bird's nest, but I was also going to no man's land and I ended up saving it because of using a baitcaster, so that's a plus for the baitcaster. I feel like I can react faster when you make a bad cast. And this was, whew, sheesh. Definitely ain't the prettiest. So I think I'm using my thumb on it too much. So I'm resting my thumb on it, and I think whenever I do that a little too much is when I kind of like bird's nest a bit. All right, right now, I'm hugely in favor of the baitcaster, but I don't really know much about, like, I can't even dare go down to 2 because I'm not throwing anything light. This thing's heavy, you know? So, not to mention I have the 40-pound braided on here. So for first, the idea that I get is these just seem way more versatile, right? So like a spinning reel almost seems like you get it and you go. Whereas I feel like baitcaster rods are very versatile. You can switch them up for whatever you're using to cast just as far no matter what. You know, so say I put on a worm, I can put it down to 1, put a little weight on it, and send that thing flying into the wind. As you try at the spinning reel, you're gonna go about 5 feet, you know, give or take, depending on how windy it is, because it's windy on the Cape, which is why I say that. So basically, it just seems like baitcasters are better, in my opinion, overall. To seem more versatile. I mean, I know I got a more expensive one compared to those, but I have expensive spinning reels. Though if I were to go for something heavy, saltwater, I highly doubt I would use a baitcaster. Mainly because, I don't know, you don't really need to cast far when you're out there doing it, and if you do, you're using a strong enough spinning to toss it just as far no matter what. This just seems really good for, I don't know, light baits into the wind, stuff like that. That's the idea that I get so far, is depending on what you're doing, really. But it just seems like freshwater altogether. These seems like more of the combo, you know? Just seems like baitcasters are kind of the way to go when you're in freshwater. At least so far, in my opinion. Alright, so for testing sake, let's switch it now. The Guggen Squad, I think they call this the mini zinger spinnerbait. Let's see. It's right here in my trash bag. Yeah, the mini zinger. It's the opposite of what I just said. So I was just using dark, right? Because it's dark, everything in here is dark, it's dark green. But the sun's starting to poke out. So it might actually work out here that the sun pokes out a little bit. Maybe this will reflect it back a little bit. Now the weight, it's definitely a little lighter, but should be fine. I mean, it's good because if you see, look at the action on this rod, you know? Like I said, it's just a random rod that I picked up. He's just parked behind me for some weird reason. What a weirdo. Okay. Wow. So I know it's a little lighter, but man, that is a cast difference. Like a quarter. And this is smack him in the face. Yeah, 1/2. Yeah, it's twice as much. That's what I thought. Okay. So that's a mistake on my part, but that's fine. Okay, so in my wonderful mess, it is my trunk. We got the little Guggen Squad saucy swimmers, man. See how they are. Not the best, but so I'm hoping, right, that'll work. Okay, now the weight feels about the same, and it is casting just as far. Now, if I remember the type of line I have on here, I don't, but I know it's probably like anywhere from 10 to 12, well, probably, yeah, somewhere around 10 to 12 pound test, mono. Well, so far, the only thing I'd really say is that spinning reels seem easier, but baitcasters seem better. Can just cast them farther. It's kind of for more of like, I feel like just people who fish way more. It's just better overall, where this is like, I don't know, easy mode. Put a line on, you put a reel on, it's good. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to these two. Gear ratio, same thing as everything else. With fishing, for some reason, it's overcomplicated. But, I don't know, something climbing in the trees behind me. Yeah, I don't know, I just like baitcaster more, and I've always used spinning reels. I never thought I would like a baitcaster. I mean, I thought maybe, but like, I don't know. They just seem smoother. Kind of want to go back to it already, but I have a feeling I'm going to catch something on this. That's the only reason why. I feel like that saucy swimmer, man, is going to get him going. At least I'm hoping. I mean, the action's really good. It's very bright and shiny, and it's making some crazy noise. So, either fish just aren't biting or, I don't know, I'm bad. Well, unfortunately, we didn't catch anything, but I've never really caught anything here. It's never really been a great pond anyways. I'm at the worst time. So now we're gonna go to my favorite pond in Harwich and try that one. Let's see. What's going on, guys? So I'm actually here on a different day now, and I don't know if you can tell because the sun just came out, but it's just rain. So I'm hoping I can actually catch a fish this time. And I also brought my waders to give me hopefully a little extra advantage. So, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I got my my old waders on, which apparently I'm definitely gonna need a new pair because apparently one of the last times I used it, I ripped it and zip tied it back on. So we're just gonna not go deep and be hopefully fine. Alright, so I came back in, decided to switch to a Senko, so let's see how this goes. Okay, first cast with the Senko. This thing sends it though. Sean, so here's to hoping I can get it to stay on for you guys. That would be sick. Here's to hoping it's not a pickerel. What's funny is I've been casting over here this whole time, and I finally decided to cast over there. First cast. And it looks like a bass. Let's bring him over. It's not bad either. Okay, first fish after 3 years. Not bad. Not a bad little guy. I'd weigh him, but got him out of the water too long, and now I just want to let him go. Nice. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was a little worried I wasn't gonna be able to catch a fish for you, but I'm glad for this video I could. So, moral of the story is it doesn't matter how much money you spend, it doesn't make you more likely to catch a fish. At least in my opinion. It took me 4 different times out here fishing to be able to do it. I mean, to be fair, I was going at bad times. And today I finally went at a good time and caught him on a Senko, so not bad. But I'm happy. Can end this on a good note. Woo! So, it's been a couple days since I did the recording and all of the fishing and everything, and I had a little bit of time to be able to work on a summary I wanted to do for you guys, because since then I've learned a lot more of how to use the Baitcaster and got more of a feel for it, and I'm gonna do a video probably after this. I'm not really sure because I actually managed to cut out a lot of the footage. There was a lot of it, or I wanted to do a video of how to use the Baitcaster. So that being said, I wanted to do a quick little summary for you guys, wrap it all together and give you an idea of Baitcaster to a spinning reel from somebody who's always used a spinning reel and is just trying out a Baitcaster and how they feel about it. So after using the Baitcaster for about a week, by the way, I never script my videos. This is the first time I ever wrote anything down and I'm reading from it, so we're growing. Yeah, after using the Baitcaster for about a week, I feel like the Baitcaster, it just feels better. There's something about it, and it's kind of hard to explain, that I just don't find myself wanting to pick up the spinning reel anymore. I don't. I enjoy using the Baitcaster. It feels more smooth. You feel more, I don't know, connected with what you're using, I guess is the way to explain it. I doubt it's that much of a price gap difference. Like, I know, so I took a whole video comparing the actual like rod and reel, and I had it out and somehow it got corrupted or something happened and it's gone. So yeah, so I doubt it's much of a price gap of a difference. Like, obviously it was about, I think, 3 times more. My spinning reel was 3 times less expensive than the Baitcaster, but I don't think it made that much of a difference. Spinning reel feels like a spinning reel. I have a very expensive spinning reel and it still doesn't feel better than the Baitcaster. Yes, I'm using it for saltwater, so it's kind of different, but at the same time, the Baitcaster, it just feels great. The other thing about a Baitcaster is you can actually adjust it and fine tune it for what you're doing. You can't really do that too much with at least the spinning reels that I have. There could be some I don't know about that have crazy knobs and stuff that do things I don't know. But the ones that I have your drag and pretty much it. Yeah, I like that you can fine tune a Baitcaster because you can tune it to what you're doing, the lures that you're fishing, and just all around fine tune it to exactly what you want it to be. So say you want your brakes a little bit higher, you know, just do it. Say you want to get feeling the spool to go a little faster, just do that. Adjust the line tensioner. Like, it just feels like you can mess with it to be exactly what you want it to be. So, you know, you could cast it and you'd be like, man, didn't really like it, adjust it and cast it and, oh, it's better. And then cast it again, you're like, that's it. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like having a bunch of spinning reels in one. But even when you, it's just when you cast it immediately, it just doesn't feel as smooth. Weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. The only way to know is to be able to pick it up for yourself and try it, but I highly recommend it. But spinning reels just seem easy. That's the one pro that I can find for spinning reels in this argument between the two, is that they're just kind of like, you just set it and forget it, you know? You just get it ready, get it put together, put whatever you want on it, boom, that's it, done. Go out and go fishing, have your day about it. That's the only pro I have. Easy, good to go. One and you're done. At least when it comes to freshwater fishing, because that's all I've been able to test side by side. So I can't really compare it with other things, but I can only really put my opinion towards what I've actually been testing. I can also say that's not a price gap because my saltwater spinning reel is about the same price, I believe, as my Baitcaster. And it all feels about the same. So it's awesome, and it will always be awesome until I decide to test it. Then we'll see. But for now, I'm not testing it, not adding it to it. Two different worlds. I don't know enough about it to know what difference it could really make. I don't think much, but here we are. Spinning reels just sadly no longer seem appealing to me. And I don't find myself wanting to use it, and I don't see myself going back to spinning reels. So with that being said, when you summarize everything together, that's how I feel after this video of Baitcasters versus spinning reels. To me, I was always a spinning reel guy. Never really, I was always intimidated by Baitcasters, but after using one, I am probably never going back to a spinning reel besides when I'm saltwater fishing. So, in my opinion, Baitcasters, got the dub. And with that, thank you guys for watching another video on the Joe What Else YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already and you would like to, please sub down below. That would be great. Give me a comment too. Make sure that you do that, because then you can be featured in the next video. And if you like it, give it a good thumbs up. I hope I can help you guys out. And in the next video, I'll be teaching you how to actually use a Baitcaster if you want. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it out. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. Love you.